So with Mike Pence's exit, we also had Larry Elder. He exited, which I don't think a lot of people even knew that Larry Elder
He was in the race?
He was running for president, yes.
Well, you ran for governor of California. Why not run for president? What the hell? Go for it.
I love Larry Elder, but yeah,
he didn't have, on TV.
Well, he didn't have the electability for this go around in the presidential. So, and what we're seeing is that Nikki Haley is pretty much the only candidate that is having a really strong rise, and DeSantis is going down. But what do you think the end game is going to be here? Dave, do you think that there's going to be some consolidation behind anybody other than Trump, or mathematically it just seems unlikely given that Trump is still so dominant?
Well, this is a great point to bring up, because it really will get to the point is the Republican Party, are there enough people in there that really want to have an alternative to Trump? And the reason I bring that up is because let's think back to 2020, right before the South Carolina primary. And people realized more and more that Bernie Sanders was not electable, okay? And so Jim Clyburn led the charge, and literally Joe Biden had finished a distant, I don't know, third, I think, or fourth at best in Iowa and New Hampshire. They all rallied around him and they said, this is the only guy who can beat Trump. So let's get together. Let's all endorse him. Other candidates dropped out, and you saw a remarkable unity in the party. And then after that, the nomination was his. It was basically over. Now, Republicans have a chance to do this. You know, as we've discussed, and I've said on the show from day one, Ron DeSantis was never electable. He just doesn't have the personality. Nikki Haley and the other candidates don't have a shot. Nikki Haley is the only one. So my theory is this. I think Tim Scott, you gave it a great chance. Larry Ellison's poured millions of dollars into your campaign. You've advertised more than anyone. Voters aren't buying it. Get out. Christie, it's great that you got in, that you wanted to slay the dragon that you're instrumental in creating, but it's a little disingenuous given your record and your endorsement and, frankly, your smothering and smooching and sycophancy with Trump after all these years. A lot of voters aren't buying it. Please get out, okay? Doug Burgum, I admire your entrepreneurial spirit, but most people still haven't even heard of you. Please get out. Vivek the fake, look, it was great that you got in. You made your point. It's great PR. You might get a cabinet post, or you'll get something. You've got your notoriety. You'll at very least will have your TV show. Get out. Mike Pence is already out. Nikki Haley, to me, is the only electable candidate. And by the way, I'm talking like as a Republican strategist here. Yes, Trump is now, you can argue that the non-electability issue is less relevant because he's polling probably equal with Biden. He has a chance. I still think the chances are overall that he'll lose, but it's going to be close. Nikki Haley beats Biden 7 to 10 points in every poll I've seen. So if you want a much more certain way to win, rally behind Nikki Haley. So that's my advice. Will they do it? I have my doubts, but there's an opportunity. And 4 years ago, the Democrats proved you can do it. What do you think?
Well, I'm curious. Do you think, just like from a logistical standpoint, like from a sheer voting numbers, like is there an equivalent figure like Jim Clyburn who could mathematically do this in the Republican primary? Because I don't even know if that's possible.
Well, I think what you would need is one of the other candidates to be the brave one. You would need, frankly, Christie would be the best, and to come up and say, you know what? Listen, no one believes Donald Trump is less suited to be president than I, and I've staked my whole campaign in proving that. But the most important thing is to make sure Donald Trump doesn't get near the Oval Office again. And the best way to do that is for all of us to drop out and endorse him. So I'm going to take the lead, and I'm going to do it first. If he did that, then you also have a lot of people from within the party, like the Karl Roves, the people that they're the never Trumpers, the Bill Kristols, those kind of people coming and talking to the other candidates. I think you'd have a little bit of a domino effect. I think Christie would be the most impactful person to do it first, but they all need to do it, and they all need to do it this year. So you have a month before Iowa for Nikki Haley to really get her feet down and to establish herself as as the start looking past the primary to the general. So yes, I think it's doable. The question is, will they do it? And unfortunately, I'm not optimistic when I've seen what's going on, the way the party has been operating, and even the fact that Nikki Haley's getting better. She's now criticizing the policies and the things that he's saying, but she still won't say his name.